Hey, I'm Summer and I'm in Death Valley, California. It's pretty beautiful here actually. And I wanted to show you my favorite plant in the desert. It's called chaparral and I use this in my Cooties Be Gone salve, which is this salve that you put all over your skin. It helps prevent any kind of fungal infections. It helps with toenail fungus, any kind of candida issues. And for people who have candida internally, I actually recommend that they use it on their skin because it's going to help a lot with other issues or itchiness, things like that. Chaparral is a strong antifungal. And I actually, some of these I cut in Scottsdale, Arizona when we were down there. And some of them I cut yesterday. So some of them have been drying a little bit. You want to give them at least 24 hours to dry um, when, once you've cut them. And usually you want to cut them after it's rained so that you'll know because they're green and they look like a real plant versus looking like this shriveled up desert plant that's just trying to survive. You let some of the moisture come out, and then basically at this point, I'm just gonna get it, inside this jar, and then I'm gonna cover it with olive oil, and I'm not gonna measure it. Like this is just a really simple process. A lot of people make, uh, you know, measurements where they have to weigh out a certain amount of everything, and you know what? The folk herb way of making basically an infused oil is just putting it in a jar, covering it till there's no herb sticking out of the top, and then putting a lid on it. So I'm just kind of taking out some of the stems. I really want mostly the leaves. And the important thing about this is you want to let it sit for, I would say, anywhere from like a week to a few weeks, really. You want it to be warm, if at all possible. Because this is a desert plant, I've noticed that if you put olive oil on top of the plant and you let it sit in here, if it's not warm, if that olive oil stays really cool, it just can't pull the constituents out of the chaparral plant. So if you have to, you can transfer this to a pot and simmer it over the stove. You really want to have it at a very low temperature for maybe you do it even in a crock pot for about 24 hours. Otherwise, you can sit it in the sun and let it do its thing. So here it is. I mean, all of that plant matter just kind of barely made a dent in this jar. And then this is my favorite olive oil. I use this one all the time. It's a Napa Valley organic extra virgin olive oil. And this is a strong, strong plant. So I'm going to cover the chaparral and then some. And I eyeballed that. Just made my best guess, but I also know that like as we're traveling and as this starts doing its thing, it's going to expand just a little bit in here. It's not going to stay compressed like I did. I'm going to put just a hair more. Okay, so let this sit, keep the lid on it. You can shake it, and then when you're done, you'll strain it out. So when it's done, this olive oil is going to turn a really deep green color. And then you'll want to strain it through either like a mesh strainer or a cheesecloth. And at that point, you can put it in a jar, use it after you take a shower or a bath, or you can add beeswax to it. Of course, you have to heat the beeswax up and do it properly. But you can make a salve where it's actually like a solid application versus a liquid. So, yep, that's it. That's how you make chaparral oil.